I have been actively listing in my new shop for about the last 2 weeks now.
Just added 3 more listings. That brings the grand total in my new shop to 19 total listings. This is the beauty of print on demand. I am obviously on my couch, very comfortable, and just watching college football in the background as I create new designs.
Just added 3 more listings for a grand total of 22 listings in the shop. Hey, I am up to 28 listings total in the shop. I've been just plugging along today, and I decided to actually open up a Pinterest account for this shop, and I've gone ahead and started pinning some of these listings into boards on Pinterest. A little analytic update as well. I am definitely seeing an increase in views and visits. And if we go to how I'm doing so far this month, I'm up to a total of 67 views and 43 visits. Slowly but surely starting to see a little bit of traction. Also, I do want to say I am not running Etsy ads in this shop yet at all. I do plan on doing so in the future, but these views and visits are purely organic just from my SEO, titles, tags. 31 listings. Just got my first favorite. My original goal was to be listing daily as much as I could, but I haven't been as consistent as I would have liked to be. And that's simply just because life is lifing, and there has been a lot of things in my schedule, specifically things that have just changed a lot for me recently. If you did not know, I have a 5-year-old little boy, and he just started kindergarten, which is super exciting, but the last 2 weeks have been such a shift, and I wanted to share that in this video and in this new shop journey, because there are things that are going to disrupt your routine, disrupt your flow, and that is part of the process. And with that, we just have to roll with the changes that life brings sometimes. I think it would be super fun and glamorous for this new shop series and growing this new shop to be this picture perfect, beautiful growth story, but I just don't find that relatable. And so I want to share the things that happen as I'm growing this shop, the external factors that affect my consistency and my ability to be working on it, because I know that many of you are probably going to be going through similar things, different disruptions in your routines, working full-time jobs, trying to take care of your family and your personal needs and your personal life and grow your business. And there's just so many things that we have on our plates at any given time. So I wanted to share this because life is so real, and that is what I want this series to be, and showing that growing a new shop can still be possible with life being so real and having so many disruptors and things that just happen along the way. So I wanted to give you a little bit of an update on the last 2 weeks, what I have been able to do and add to the shop, and what my analytics are looking like. So let's dive right in. So far in this shop, I am up to 31 listings. And if we just head to the dashboard, I'm really excited because I am starting to see a few little favorites trickle in. I have 2 favorites on actually the same listing, the same product, and I also have 2 shop favorites. So that's exciting. My shop is getting in front of people, and there's some proof of concept to some regard that people are liking what they are seeing. I don't have any sales yet, but I want to share my expectations and what I think is a normal expectation when starting a new shop. I've only been listing in this shop for the last 2 weeks, and as cool and as fun as it would be to say that I've had a sale at this point, I want to be super realistic about what the expectations should look like in a new shop. While of course I am really looking forward to getting my first sale in this shop, that is not my immediate focus and my immediate goal. I am looking to really just focus on the things that I can control directly right now, which getting a sale isn't something that's really in my direct control. I can't make anybody buy anything. But what what I can do is really work on improving the visibility of my shop. And right now I'm just focusing on organic visibility. I am not running any Etsy ads or anything like that yet. I do plan on adding in Etsy ads to my strategy down the line, but right now I'm just looking to get an idea of what is and isn't working organically. So we're currently in September. It's September 10th as I'm recording this, and these are my stats just for the month. I have 61 total views, 26 visits, and I'm really happy with this. With only having 31 listings, this is organic traffic and something that I think is a great accomplishment thus far. If we go into my detailed stats, we can see all time this year. Of course, I only started listing in August, but I'm up to 108 total visits. We can see where I got a good chunk of visits in August, and of course, it's still new to September, so those visits are slowly climbing. Scrolling down just to how shoppers found you, I want to elaborate on some of these stats. You can see that Etsy has brought 36% of the visits. That is through Etsy app and other Etsy pages, Etsy search, and Etsy marketing and SEO. So that is simply just coming all from my titles and tags and individuals finding my listings in the search results. On the other side, I have where there is some direct and other traffic, which I'm going to jump to that here in a second, but you'll see that I have some visits from social media. Something that I am incorporating right now into my strategy is just pinning my listings onto Pinterest. There is no crazy method to how I am doing this. I simply just use a Chrome extension that makes it really easy to pin listings, and I'll put a little visual here of what that looks like. What my strategy looks like for adding pins to Pinterest is I save the pin to a themed board for the niche and for the product type that I'm selling. And then I also try to pin one of my listings and then pin a couple other pages, listings, or not listings, but other pins on Pinterest that are related to that niche. That is a strategy with Pinterest that I learned a long time ago, and it can really just help to make your page look full. And Pinterest is a marathon, not a sprint. Pinterest tends to reward activity and individuals who are pinning things frequently. So that is my strategy there. And I've been able to get 8 visits as a result. Pinning listings is something that I have done in my original shop, and I've actually had a lot of really great success with it. Some of my listings that are in my original shop, I have seen thousands of impressions and views on Pinterest that have then translated to just organic traffic for me. So I think it's a really good strategy to put in place, and it's a free strategy to do. It's really easy. I will also put a link in the description to the Chrome extension that I use to do so. It's literally all free, and the traffic from Pinterest is free as well. I'm not paying for any ads or anything like that on Pinterest. For the direct and other traffic, some of that is 100% me looking at this shop with me not being logged in or logged into one of my other shops and just peeking over at this one. So I know that some of that is from me. And because the shop is so new, I actually don't really have any breakdowns quite yet to where the other traffic is coming from. My guess is that it is partially from Pinterest as well, because on the Pinterest account that I created, I have the link to my shop. So some of the traffic that I might be seeing from the pins is probably also causing some of this direct traffic, but that's just my guess. Typically, if you're looking at this in your own shop, sometimes you can see a traffic source breakdown, and you can see exactly where some of that traffic is coming from. Seeing the overall view of your shop is helpful to some degree. It's helpful to see how you're growing, if you're not getting any views at all. That's something that you're probably going to want to look into your SEO, your titles and tags. And that would be the first priority, is to increase your views and make that your only priority in the beginning. Where you can really get a lot of information is actually by, when I go into my listings here, there's this little stats toggle right here, and I like to keep this turned on. What this does is, if I look at, for example, this very first row of listings, I can see the last 30 days and all-time stats for each of these listings. The very first listing here, I can see has 5 visits, no favorites. All of these other listings have nothing going on. This one has 2 visits. Scrolling down here, we can see these are some of the earlier listings. This listing has 3 visits, 2 visits, 8 visits. This listing has 13 visits and 1 favorite. This listing has 8 visits. And this might seem like not a lot because it is not a lot, but this is super valuable because this is going to really help me drive my decisions as I am continuing forward in this shop. Ideally, I'm going to want to create more listings that are similar to the ones that I'm seeing the most views and favorites on. So this listing in particular, I am definitely looking to put on my agenda to creating more listings similar to this one and see if I can see a little bit more results by doing so. Dissecting this data is the #1 strategy that has helped me grow my original shop and the #1 strategy that I'm carrying into this new shop, and really the #1 strategy I think anybody should implement when they are looking to grow their print-on-demand business. This is a topic and actually an entire masterclass that I just hosted in my mentorship group, the POD Connection. We talked about doubling down with data and how we can use the data that we are seeing in our shops to double down and grow and scale our businesses. And believe it or not, there are ways that you can double down with data, even if you feel like you have no data. So for example, if I was looking at these listings up here, some of these, for example, this one has 0 visits, 0 favorites. That is still data. This is telling me that this is not getting seen. It has no visibility, at least as of right now. That could change. This is still a very new listing and I wouldn't change anything in it quite yet. But in the Doubling Down with Data masterclass that I taught, we talked about doing 30-day, 60-day, and 90-day check-ins on our listings to see and monitor where we start to maybe see some actionable data that we can do something with. If this listing were to stay at 0 and 0 for its entire lifespan, that is something that I'm probably going to immediately look at the SEO and see how can I make improvements so that the next time I list something, I see more growth, more views. If there's a listing that has visits but no favorites, that's something that, again, I want to look at the SEO and maybe even the relevancy of the SEO that I'm using. Back to this original example, if this listing has visits and some favorites, but it's not seeing any sales, that might mean I want to do some more competitor research, make sure that what I am selling is having value in the area and niche that I'm looking to sell in. If my listing's too similar to other listings that are available in that niche, then odds are, because I'm a really brand new shop, literally a brand new shop, people are probably going to be more willing to purchase the more credible shops that have more reviews, more social proof, as opposed to mine. So it's important that I'm really creating something that is unique and has value for me to stand out and to earn that potential purchase. Something else I could consider here is that my pricing could maybe be something that needs to be adjusted as well if I'm seeing views and favorites, but no conversions. There's a lot that can really be analyzed in the analytics of a shop. And when I start running Etsy ads, I'm really excited to share more about that there, because Etsy ads are a tool that I have always run Etsy ads for the purpose of data rather than profit. Turning on Etsy ads, a huge misconception is that turning them on is going to increase sales. And the very blunt truth about Etsy ads, a lot of people get it all wrong. They turn on Etsy ads thinking that if they increase traffic, they are going to get sales. But if you have a crappy product and you're just driving more eyeballs to it, that doesn't convert. And usually the issue is that there's a crappy product, not that there's a lack of visibility. If you have a great product, you don't have to worry about trying to increase visibility because people are going to naturally be drawn towards it. Etsy's algorithm is fantastic at pushing out listings that people want and that there is demand for. You just have to understand the demand, do the research, but that's a whole nother topic. Let's talk about my goals moving forward. Consistency. Consistency is my #1 goal. I am looking to create more listings, build out this shop, build upon where I am already seeing some results in terms of views and favorites. and I am going to focus on the things that I can control. I cannot control whether or not somebody buys my listing, but what I can control is the research that I'm doing, making sure that I'm creating products that are being searched for, that are in demand, also spending more time doing design research, looking at bestsellers, identifying what the current trends are, font styles, color palettes, all that good stuff. Creating high quality listings that are backed by data is my only focus and what I'm going to be doing to continue increasing the views in my shop. I think once I get to about 50 listings, so about 19 listings away right now, that is where I am going to go ahead and start turning on Etsy ads. So I will be able to talk more about that in future videos and future updates for this new shop. So if you're interested in that, be sure to boop the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss out when those future updates come out on my channel. Overall, I am going to continue doubling down where I'm seeing the results. Consistency should be something that will be a little bit easier for me now. The only thing that I do have coming up, which I wanted to actually share with you, is that I am actually speaking at Printify's Amplified event, which is like crazy. I am beyond excited. I will be traveling to Riga, Latvia. That is the furthest I have ever been away from my home, and I couldn't be more excited. I am so thankful for this opportunity. With that being said, I do have a code for you if you have not registered for the event. It is basically a huge virtual conference for print-on-demand sellers. I am going to be hosting 2 sessions. The code that I have for the event will actually get you an all access pass, which is normally $5, but if you use my code, it does get you the pass for free. So even if you can't attend live, you'll get access to the replays, you get access to a private Discord channel where you can interact with the other headliners and speakers of the event and just ask questions, get discounts, freebies, all kinds of good stuff. Aside from that, one last announcement, the PUD Connection, my mentorship group, the doors will be closing on September 30th. I am shutting down onboarding of new students just for the Q4 season, so that is why it is closing on September 30th. Doors will remain closed until the new year, and if you are watching this video and it's already doors are closed, there will be a wait list that you can hop on if it's something that you're interested in joining once the doors reopen in 2025. But if you're watching this video closer to when it releases and the doors are still open, the PUD Connection is where we have the opportunity to work together one-on-one through a community Discord, going back and forth, talking about your shop, what obstacles you're facing, and really come up with a personalized strategy to help you scale and grow your shop. We have several live calls every month, a coaching call where we go over the monthly trend report, as well as any new design templates that I share with the community. Another live call that is a deep dive masterclass. So similar to what I was talking about earlier in this video about the doubling down with data masterclass, that's just one of the masterclasses that we have done, and we always have a new one each month. All of the live calls are recorded, so there's actually a resource vault in the community that has all of the past coaching calls and replays of masterclasses. So if you were to join, you still have access to all of those previous trainings as well. I'll leave a link in the description if that's something that you're interested in checking out. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions about this shop update and if there's any future topics regarding this new shop that you want me to cover in future update videos. Be sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed it and boop the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. As always, I hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!